has arrived at the microphone in San Francisco. Let's hear what Steph has to say after a 30-point win.
With the Morant Poole play, which I'm sure you've seen. It's the play with Morant and Poole near half court that the Grizzlies seem to have indicated that that's where Ja got hurt. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it.
I figured. What'd you just kind of your view of it?
It's unfortunate that is a conversation right now because obviously nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. But there's nothing malicious about what Jordan did. There's no comparison to what Dylan did or Draymond, like nothing in that vein. So it's not a joking matter that Ja's hurt, but all the rest of it is just total BS in terms of the conversation right now. So I remember that term they came up with, hot stove contact. That's what it felt like. Keep it moving.
Steph, what went right offensively for you guys? We've seen you guys get hot, but this was sustained, kept going. You shoot, 62% as a team. What was going so right to allow all that to happen?
Just composure and intentions on the offensive end, everything that we learned from what we didn't do well in Game 2. Even a little bit of Game 1 where the way that they defend, they're extremely athletic and, they make multiple efforts. You really have to just keep things simple, hit the open guy, make the right cut, and let the game come to you. And obviously the way that they started, it's even more impressive that we settled in knowing it was, 20-8 at one point, and they were hitting shots from all over to let the offense just work for us. We still have 14 turnovers in the first half, and we can get better with that, how we start the game, but 3 in the second half, which is why the game opened up. And we started to make shots and get to the rim, get the ball moving, and just have great offensive possessions that then let you get your defense set and give you more momentum where you're not, chasing them in transition. So just a great execution, a night of execution in terms of things that we know will help us, win games.
Steph, you've been in the shoes where the defense is attacking you before. Game 2, that's what they did to Jordan. What did you think of how he responded and the way he went on the attack?
It's going to keep happening, whether it's me, him, whoever. Like, that's the nature of the playoffs. But you just have to take that challenge seriously. You have to have some pride around it, knowing that they're trying to put you in the actions for a reason. Doesn't mean you're going to get a stop every time. It just means you do your job. First point of attack, be physical, don't have any breakdowns. Whether they score or not, you just try to make them earn it. And then obviously not foul. And I think he made the right adjustments and got to keep doing it because when playoff basketball, it slows down. Those matchups matter. And if you do your job on the ball, you have help behind you, more times than not, you'll be in a good position.
Hey, Steph, how do you see Clay approach his game tonight compared to the first 2 games of the series?
Just let it come to him, be patient. I don't think he took a 3 in the first half, and then came out in the second half. And besides the one-footed runner, everything else was pretty under control. So, and it shows in the numbers and efficiency. I was the only one that brought the 3-point percentage down. So, just a matter of taking good shots, being confident that over the course of your minutes, you're going to get good looks. Might look a little different in terms of the amount of attempts or where they come, but if we all use each other, good things will happen. And they can't guard everything, so he was able to finish a lot of plays because he just was patient.
Late first half, Wiggins gets a rebound, goes coast to coast, becomes a bully, gets the dunk. What do you think of that segment there from Wiggs?
I told him in the fourth quarter that was the switch that was flipped in terms of our energy, and then welcoming himself and the whole team to Game 3. Like it was a assertive play that honestly I was like surprised. I just saw the look in his eyes. He was not worried about anything other than just getting to the rim and finishing. And you need that fire, you need that level of physicality on the offensive end for him. because he has the ability to do that. And it was not just for his confidence. It was a great play for all of us to get the crowd into it, get our juices flowing. You saw Draymond's reaction, like he just yelled 3 straight times at him. We love to see that come out of Wiggs.
Steph, you guys are now 8 games into the playoffs, and with Kuminga starting tonight, you're still trying out different lineups to start the game. What's it like trying to navigate that at this point of the season?
It's the challenge that we have to accept, knowing all year we had kind of a revolving door of starting lineups. We expected there to be a little bit more consistency coming to the playoffs, and unfortunately, obviously with GP's injury and just matchups in the first round with Denver, like it's kind of a roll the dice type of situation where you're just trying new looks. But for everybody, it's just the approach to how we play is all the same. Our keys are very simple in terms of basketball. Like, don't turn the ball over, take good shots, and don't foul, and rebound. How everybody approaches that, whether you start, whether you come off the bench, that shouldn't matter. So for him, just stay confident knowing he's going to get an opportunity.
Another game where Otto Porter is fighting for every loose ball. He's setting screens. He's boxing out, plus 30. When did you know he was this kind of player? No, not just a spot up and hit some threes. And we all know, as Draymond mentioned, he was a max player a few years ago, got hurt. But when did you know he was this kind of player?
I don't know a specific moment, but at some point during the regular season where he just has a high IQ for the game. There's a lot of times during the regular season, like the rebounding was one thing, but he would always just be in the right position to set a good flare screen, or we do a swing and he pin in on his own guy, and like plays that you really can't teach. It's just, do you have a feel and a read for how things flow. There was always kind of good confidence when he would make those type of plays, because again, like our motion offense, like you find yourself in positions where you have to create some type of advantage, and he did it in very kind of creative and clever ways. The rebounding is just an added bonus in terms of, especially if we're playing small and he's at the 4, getting us extra possessions and all that. So he just finds a way to make his presence felt. Obviously tonight he made shots and it was even better. So you can trust him out there no matter what he's asked to do.
Steph, is a little off the beaten path question. I saw you talking to Ja's father and the relationship that you have with your father. Is it good to see his dad coming out here supporting his son, and you've gotten that over the years? What do you think that their closeness is like, and what does that mean to a player like yourself when your dad supports you like that?
It's everything. I don't know much about their history in terms of his upbringing, but to have your pops there supporting you, bringing good energy, enjoying the highs and lows of this level of basketball, it means a lot. And you could tell how much it matters in terms of like making it about Ja, not so much about him. Like everything he talks about, even if it's criticism or praise, is about uplifting your son and expecting great things out of him. So you love to see it, and I think the way that him and Carl Towns Sr. were going at it, I think he talked to my pops a little bit. Like, it's just about a sense of pride of your son playing at the highest level in games that make you feel something, and you love to see your dad out there supporting you. But also, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there tomorrow.
Steph Curry, like Klay Thompson, basically defended the Jordan Poole play. Said it's unfortunate we're having this conversation, but that goes back to what happened with Dylan Brooks and Gary Payton II. All right, Game 4 on Monday night on TNT, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Zeke, the margin doesn't necessarily matter. The Morant injury and maybe some of the things Golden State unlocked in this.
Draymond, was just the matter of you guys getting in an offensive rhythm tonight? Was that, do you think, the difference in this game?
I think it was a matter of stop turning the ball over. We turned the ball over a lot. The first half, 14 turnovers, 3 turnovers in the second half. So we've always, believed that we're a very good shooting team. But if you're not getting looks at the rim, it doesn't matter. And and then getting good looks. I think tonight we found great shots. We didn't just settle for good shots. We found great shots, and they went in.
Draymond, how much is Clay a barometer for your offense? When he's going, it seems like the team's going, maybe kind of because of the way he plays, right? I mean, if he's getting those catch-and-shoot shots as opposed to dribbling and hunting for them, isn't that a great sign? And isn't that what happened tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we all know what Clay is capable of. He's one of the greatest shooters that ever played this game. I think a lot of people tend to forget that. One of the guys who revolutionized the game of basketball. So that's what we expect from him. And, our words to Clay is always, let's find you great shots. You find Clay great shots, he can knock them down, as we know.
Draymond, what did you think of Wiggins playing bully ball, going coast to coast, ripping the rebound?
That's what we've been asking Wiggins to do all year, for 2 years or however long he's been here. Put your head down and get to the hole. It's very hard to stop him from getting to the basket. And, that was an incredible play right before the half. But that's who he's been all playoffs long. It's bigger than just dunks. The way he's been rebounding and the physicality that he's been playing with and boxing out. I think, sometimes we get caught up in rebound numbers. But when you're a guy that box out, you don't always get the rebound. And he's been doing an incredible job no matter who he gets matched up on of boxing out. I mean, I saw 4 or 5 possessions myself where I'm on the other side and he's boxing out Tillman and knocking the ball away. And so we need him with that mindset. It's huge for us.
Draymond, you see Porter with a plus 30 tonight, and this isn't the first postseason game where he's been a great in the plus minus. Does that ever surprise you? You look down because he's not. He made some threes tonight, but he hadn't been scoring a ton. But does it make sense to you sometimes?
It does, because he all year he's been a guy that just makes the right play. He knows where to be on the floor. He rebounds the ball really well. He's very steady. He doesn't take much risk. He's just a very steady force for us. So it's not surprising. Otto once signed a max deal in this league when it was hard to get max. Sometimes guys get max now just because they're supposed to. Otto signed a max contract when it was hard to get $100 million. And he's healthy. And I think that's been a big part of it. The last 3-4 years, he's been hurt, and he's healthy, and he's playing great basketball for us all year, not just tonight, but he was very impressive tonight.
Yesterday, you were talking about the importance of, Ja's going to get his, but limit everyone else. How do you think you guys did?
I think we did a pretty good job. We let Bane get loose a little bit tonight, 4 for 7 from 3. But overall, I think we did a pretty good job of stopping other guys. Like I said, you have to stop the guys that you can stop, because it's very hard to stop Ja.
Draymond, did you get the opportunity to see the play where Ja Morant appears to get hurt?
Yeah, didn't they bump knees?
No, it was in a situation that it looks like Jordan is reaching in for the ball, and Taylor Jenkins, after in his press conference, said that he felt that Jordan yanked at his knee, and Ja Morant just tweeted and then deleted that Jordan broke the code. You have a response to that?
No, I don't have a response to it. It looked to me like they bumped knees before it even reached. It's kind of what I thought I saw. But no, I'm not going to sit here and go tit for tat. We got a basketball game to try to win Monday.
You guys were super turnover heavy early, still making pretty much every shot you got. What settled? I guess what caused all the turnovers early, and then what kind of settled you guys down?
I think early on we were probably getting too deep into the paint, trying to kick it out. We're dancing a little bit on our cuts. and then just being careless with the basketball. And once we cleaned that up, you turning the ball over and not getting shots is one issue. Trying to stop them in transition after a turnover is a totally different issue that's nearly impossible. So not turning the ball over allows us to get our defense set. When you get your defense set, you come down with a balanced floor, you get great, you can get transition opportunities. And so, they all go hand in hand, but I think we finally we're not driving too deep and trying to pass the ball. You kind of get into a space, you see the first open guy, just move it. And I think we did a good job of that.
Draymond, back here, Jordan was being attacked in game 2, and even Ja had a nice little highlight play on him. What do you think of how Jordan responded in game 3 and the way he went on the attack?
I thought it was beautiful the way he was attacking offensively, but even more so, I thought it was incredible how he defended and competed on that side of the ball. Yesterday I think it was. I spoke about him having to defend. And that's the expectation if you want to win a championship. Everyone has to defend. You have to give effort. Like I said, I'm not expecting him to come out and be Marcus Smart. That's not who he is. But when you come out and you give effort on that side of the ball, number one, your teammates can rally behind you. But even more so from an X and O standpoint, you put up some resistance and guys can get there to help if you do need help. And I think he was we didn't need to help him much tonight. They brought him into action. He sat down and guard, and that's what it takes.
Draymond, you guys are undefeated in the postseason in this building, and 3 of those wins have been by blowouts. I'm just wondering what you think about Chase as a playoff home now.
We got a long ways to go. Hopefully we'll get 5 more wins in this building and be done with it. Hopefully, or if we need more, we'll take more. But I think it's everyone's more comfortable at home, and that's just the reality of the game we play. And the fans were good tonight. They brought energy. I think after the first few minutes of the game, we gave them energy to feed off of, and it's been working for us. But got another game Monday. It's going to be even tougher, much tougher than it was tonight.
Draymond, Brent Clark said some things about you after game 1. Taylor Jenkins said what he said about Jordan tonight. Does it feel like they're trying to paint a picture about you guys, or maybe a narrative about how you guys are playing, your style of play? Are you sensing that?
They're the most physical team, right? We've historically been viewed as a pretty soft jump shooting team, right? Shit, I ain't just make that up. The scouting report has always been get physical with them, and it's what it's been since I've been here. So, pain away. It is what it is.
We always talk about the non-Steph minutes and see how that measures, and usually if you do well, you win the game. Do you guys watch that, and could you sense how well the non-Steph minutes went tonight, and why do you think that happened?
No, I don't. That's not something that we ever watch. Now, if they watch it as a coaching staff, maybe, I'm not sure, but it's not something that we watch as a team. I think, when you look at the minutes that Steph isn't on the floor, you now have Jordan and Klay out there, and it's one thing when Jordan's a second-year player or a first-year player, Klay's somewhere rehabbing, and then you're trying to fight in non-Steph minutes. But then you put those 2 guys out there or Wiggs, and it's a totally different ball game. So I thought that group played well tonight, and I played 26 minutes in large part due because they were playing so well. So it was great for us.
Part of the story tonight, a much better shooting effort from Klay Thompson, 4 of 6 from three-point range, 21 on 13 attempts.
The Ja Morant stuff, whether there was a tweet and then he deleted it, some feelings of that Jordan broke the code. Is that just playoff talk to you, Clay, or is there something serious going on here between these two teams?
That's definitely playoff talk. I mean, me personally, I've been through a tough knee injury, and I don't think there was any malicious intent from Jordan. I don't even think he's strong enough to affect somebody's knee, but we're not out there trying to hurt people or trying to club people in the back of the head on a fast break. We play the game the right way, and I'm going to have his back because he's not out. No.
You found a bit of an offensive groove tonight. What went into that? What did anything feel different? Shot selection, anything else?
I'm just being patient, getting great looks early. I got a layup early. Getting the mid-range, just not being overly eager just to shoot the ball. And, even the looks I got game 2, I liked. They just didn't go in. And I plan on, replicating this Monday.
Clay, what are your sense of how Otto Porter affects the game? You're in there in the second unit with him a lot, and he's plus 30 tonight. I know you look at the plus minus. Yeah. Does any of that make sense to you, that he's that kind of number without scoring a ton of points?
Yeah, I mean, just Otto, you can't leave him open. He's an incredible shooter, has been his whole career, and I knew he was going to have a big night soon because he's been getting great looks. He's been sticking with it, and what was most impressive to me was his ability to rebound. He got some really great second chance opportunities for us, and he's a great teammate. He's a true pro, and a true testament to our strength in numbers mantra, because he might not have had the shots that go down the first couple of games, but he's a real pro, just stuck with it.
Hey, Clay, how restless were you to have a game like this? I mean, you obviously shot the ball very well throughout the Denver series, not as well in the 2 games in Memphis. And related to that, can you tell early that you're in a rhythm? I mean, people talk about shooters' rhythms a lot. Did you feel right away that you were in a different rhythm tonight?
Yeah, I felt it when we landed from Memphis a few nights ago. Just being back home and being in your normal routine of getting outside, enjoying life is really good for the mental. And although I didn't shoot the ball well in the first 2 games, we did what we were supposed to do, and we stole home court. So I could choose to dwell on missing shots, or I could be a real pro and see the positive in things and know that I had more opportunities ahead of me to make shots at a high clip.
Are you curling around that screen thinking out, you're going to take a one-leg leaner, or how's that shot?
No, that's just off feel, and as long as my shoulders are squared up to the rim, I could take a 1-footer or a 2-footer. I think it's a good look, and I've done it before, but that was just in the flow of things, and I'm happy it went in.
Like Steve mentioned that your pump fake was kind of an indicative of your patience tonight. Does that allow you just to reset and kind of rebalance yourself if you want to do that, or is this just to get the defender off balance? Or both?
It's both. I mean, Steve has been on my head for 8 years now to pump fake, and he sees the game. So I took his comments to heart, and sometimes I forget how hard guys fly at me, and an easy pump fake side dribble or pump fake reset is a great shot for me.
You guys have never scored 142 in a playoff game.
Wow.
Does that surprise you that you know?
Not really, because, I mean, with the emergence of Jordan and Andrew doing his thing tonight and Steph and myself, we got so much firepower on this team that I think we are capable of nights like that.
Shot selection was being pretty heavily emphasized yesterday after practice, and then today you guys were pretty close to breaking the postseason record for field goal shooting percentage and then true shooting percentage.
Yeah.
Did you feel that you guys were taking better shots, or just kind of when you're collectively just in that crazy shooting zone, what's that like?
Yeah, I think so, and myself included, I felt like I was getting some good looks, and the ball was really moving tonight. And when we trust each other and we just hit the open man, we got so much great shooting that we're capable of nights like this. So we got to